Alrighty. If you know your woods, you will know what subtly is changing. I know in this woods that there's a corridor that was just put in here by man within the last year. And now there are structures being erected along the edges, very subtly showing up. I've been wondering how long it was going to take them to start placing blinds and structures on the edges of the trail. And I will show you, they're just pretty much all going down on the left side of this trail, which is their side. The other side is people's side. So there's this one, and then there's those two on each side of that tree, and then there's another one down there, and there's another big one down there, and then there's this big one that's pushed over there too. And those are all done by them. They are very busy in here. So this one, let's look at this one. Now, if you notice on the ground, I'm trying to walk off trail. I just noticed this right now. I'm trying to walk off trail. What do we see? We see branches layered, right? We've got this one over this one, and then we have this one perfectly placed over that one, and this one's perfectly placed over that one, along this big log on the ground, and then they've got more over there. See, they got these all perfectly placed along the edges of this because it makes it really hard for humans to walk in here. This is what they do. And this is a big long sapling that's just set here. This is cut on the end with a saw from the pruning that happened. Nope. Yep, that's cut. That's got a saw cut on the bottom of it. And now it's being used in this structure over here. Everywhere I go, they got stuff on the ground because they want to encourage the people to stay on the trail. All right, now let's look at the structure itself. If I can get over there, which I can't, barely at all. I'm telling you, there's absolutely nothing on the ground that isn't covered with a log somewhere. It's starting to get dark out, so I threw on my headlight. You guys can see easier. Okay, so look at this majestically awesome structure right here. Sasquatch or nature? What do you think? Well, if you just see one branch leaned up against a tree, well, that could be nature. It fell in a storm, whatever, snow, rotting, whatever. Let's look and see if there's any more evidence. Well, I see another tree right here that's also something that is cut off from the saw, that is right here, placed right here, that is layered over top of this tree right here. So it's layered. Okay, but it's not layered like someone just threw it off to the side after they cut the trees. It's very carefully layered in a grid, which makes it incredibly hard to walk over. Then we've got this end of the structure, which is underneath another log. Right here, see that? This is shoved down in the ground. This doesn't grow this way, it's just shoved down in there. I can see the edges of the tree right there. And as we go up to the tree, we can see there's also another stick placed right next to it that's also not growing there, I bet. Let's see. Where does it go from? Oh, but it's anchored down. Oh, it's anchored down underneath what? Other sticks that are right at the base, and it's stuck down in the ground. You see that? And then these are on top of it to cover up the fact that it's stuck down in the ground and to help stick it down there. So there's your telltale signs. And then on top of that, look what's right there. Look at that. There's another stick put up into the tree. Okay, let's go look at that one. If I can make it over there, I swear to God, you guys, I can barely walk in here. They make it so hard. Okay, look at this one. This is phenomenal. All right. We've got this branch here underneath this one, underneath that one, pushed up into there, and then sitting in what? The V in the tree. Okay? So you have a lot of things together all the time that are working together. And this tree right here, this is also big time pushed over. And where did it land? Oh, in the crook of the two trees. Oh yeah, just by chance. Let's look at that. Are you kidding me? Like, how did this happen? Okay, look at this. Look at the ends of these two trees. If I can walk, I swear to God, it is impossible. Okay, there's a log just set right there. Over it goes. Oh yeah, it just fell right perfectly between the two trees. Oh, and so did the other one, right on top of it. That just, I mean, I'm telling you, there's like no space angle-wise between here and here. It would be very, oh, it could happen, but I'm looking above and I'm not seeing anything this large that would have fallen directly from above and just happened to fall right there on top of the other one in a perfect formation with the little branch. Well, this could have grown since then. This could have grown out since that happened. But anyway, I mean, that's along with that. Okay? And let's look at the source of this big tree. Whoa. You guys. It is like walking through. They do that so that you make noise. For one thing, you can't sneak up on them. If you're cracking branches everywhere you go. Now look here's the normal forest floor, okay? I can walk. It's dirt. There's little branches here and there. Everything is spread out just fine for me. I can walk like a normal human being. But when I get close to one of their structures, it's just covered with stuff on the ground. Okay, what were we doing? Oh yeah, we're looking at the base of this. Okay, look at this puppy. This is set on top of that one. This is set here on top of that one, and it goes on top of the other log. You can see that other where's it? Try to see for you guys. It's right there. It goes on top of that other one there. Okay. Okay. There you go. You guys hear that bird? It just jumped out to me. Same thing as what happened last night. I get close to a structure, I'm inspecting a structure, something repetitive starts happening to distract me. Oh, I just realized something. My friends said they do this all the time. They'll do something to distract you, so if there's a Sasquatch nearby watching you and they need to get away, they can get away without you seeing them or knowing that you're near. And the bird was just chirping off to my right, and I happen to know that they most of the time when they leave this area, when I'm in here, they usually leave to my left. So I just looked right. I fell for it. I looked right. And let me tell you, the bird chirping isn't just a bird chirping to me. To me, it energetically gives me this adrenaline, like, through my whole chakra system, from the bottom to the top. It's like, bam, like, what was that? Like that. But I'm just in the woods, dinking around, okay? So certain birds will do that to you. Certain birds are just like regular birds, chirping, whatever, making their call sounds. But then once in a while, you'll get a bird sound that just makes you kind of get the heebie-jeebies. That's because vibrationally, it's probably not coming from a bird. It's coming from somebody wanting to sound like a bird, but energetically, your body can recognize the difference in the frequency vibrations. So that's why I call it jumping out. That's why it jumps out to you. So you have to be very aware of that. Oh, I just noticed one more thing. Let's look up here. Okay, look at this big tree. How is it anchored against the other tree? It's anchored with a Y. The Y shape of the tree is anchored up against the tree trunk of the big tree. Yeah, that just fell though. That just happened. I often find that they make things like this. I feel these are escape routes for the little ones, or for anybody, but it's easier for them to run up an angled tree and get up to the canopy. So if there is danger nearby, they can escape to the tops of the trees. Like if it's nighttime, it's easier, then nobody will see them way up there. So I do feel like these ramps they make are often for that purpose, but they also serve other purposes too. Like they can hide behind them easier when they use them as the foundation for a structure. But I do feel like many times that's why they make them. So here's this other structure from the back side. And it's interesting how this sapling is just bent right here. That's kind of interesting to me too. Like, what's bending that? Why is that just staying bent? Is it anchored to something? No, it's not, but it's bent over. So I don't know. But I'm also seeing this goes on and on and on, because I'm also seeing all this driftwood in here on the ground that is layered and intertwined perfectly. See this little Y shape up against the tree to this big long piece right here, making it really hard for me to walk in here. And this could also be a little structure for the little ones to stay within. They could say, hey, stay right in here. Well, there's lots more to see in here. Oh my gosh. Look at this one. Okay, we'll do this one next. But look at this one. We'll do it in the day. It's getting dark. Look at this. It's amazing. I've never noticed this one yet till just now. This is new. That's amazing. Well, we'll be checking that one out soon. They love to do, like I said, they love to do these, they love to use the tree canopies for a real wispy structure. And then of course we have the one back there as well, which is also propped up in the tree. They've pretty much done this whole patch of woods. Like almost everything in here has been manipulated by them. And I started to realize this last year as I came through here, that it wasn't my imagination, because I see things constantly change. After I started getting my baseline and I knew it was in here, and then I start to see all the subtle changes, and I know what causes them. I mean, like I know what didn't cause it, right? Because I know what happened the night before, if it's just overnight and there was no storms, there's no wind, there's no rotten tree that just happened to fall and be wedged perfectly into the tree trunk. So anyway, we will continue this later. This is a long enough video for today. Hope you guys liked looking at this structure as much as I do. I just love structures.